Okay, greetings everyone. Week 3 distance learning, Davidson High School. Sum and difference formulas is our topic. Okay, so let's take a look at this example here. It says for positive acute angles A and B, it is known that tangent of A is 15/8 and cosine of B is 12/13. Find the value of cosine of alpha plus beta. I may say alpha plus beta sometimes because sometimes Greek letters are used here. I'll try to just stick with A and B. Okay, so there's a list of identities. I'm posting this to the Google Classroom, so you'll have these. I recommend you print these off and you have them ready to go. All right, so what we need to do, what they're asking us to do is find the cosine of A plus B. So it follows this formula right here. Okay, not something obviously that you have memorized. This is probably brand new to you. You've never seen it before. So print it off and have it ready to go. Okay, so we don't have all our information. Only thing we have right now is cosine of B. It's given to us right there is 12/13. So eventually we're going to substitute 12/13 in there. Okay, but we got to go find some more information. I need cosine of angle A, sine of A, and sine of B. And we can do that using our chapter 4 skills. Okay, let me show you how we're going to get that done. All right. Okay, and also on this sheet, I've got the steps here that I recommend you do. We're going to use that given info that they gave us. I wrote it down right here. Tangent of angle A is 15/8, cosine of B is 12/13 to find our missing information. Okay, so let's start with angle A. Since it's a positive acute angle, we can just throw it in the first quadrant or anywhere really, but it's just kind of keep the quadrant thing going. Okay, so we've got angle A. If tangent is 15/8, that means this is the opposite of angle A, and this is adjacent. So 15/8 needs to go here. Okay, but for the formula, we need more than that. We need the sine of A and cosine of A. So that's kind of what we need to find once I find out this hypotenuse. So leg squared plus leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared. And once we do the math and solve this, take the square root, we end up with C being equal to plus or minus 17. Okay, but it doesn't make sense to make it negative in this scenario, so we're going to go with positive 17. Okay, all right, so now that allows us to find sine of angle A, which is, collect that right here, 15/17. Cosine of angle A is 8/17. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and gather some information for angle B. Cosine of angle B is 12/13. And that's going to put 12 here, 13 here. Okay, once again, we're missing the side. So we need to use Pythagorean theorem to find this unknown side. So x squared plus 12 squared, I guess technically that's y, but it doesn't matter, equals 13 squared. When we do the math, this ends up being another Pythagorean triple. That's going to be 5. Okay, so we got x equals plus or minus 5. Let's put in 5. Okay, so that gives us sine of angle B now that we can find. Sine of angle B will be 5/13. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and write down that formula. This will help put it all together for you now. I'm going to jot this down on our paper. Cosine of A plus B is equal to cosine of A times cosine of B minus sine of A sine of B. Okay, now I have all this information here, right? I've got cosine of A right here. I'm going to take this 8/17 and dump it in, right? So we chose the appropriate formula, and now I'm on to step 3. I'm substituting everything in. Once I substitute it, we're going to go ahead and simplify it to get our final answer. All right, so 8/17 goes there, times cosine of angle B, that was given to us as 12/13, minus sine of angle A, where was that at? There it is, I wrote it down right there, 15/17. And then sine of angle B is right above 5/13. Okay, we're ready to simplify this. Remember, fractions, of course, we multiply straight across. So the 8 times 12 gives me 96. This product gives us 221. This gives me 75. And we're back to 221. Okay, the denominators worked out to be common, so we can go ahead and subtract our numerators now. So it's 21 over 221. Okay, so a quick recap on what we had to do there. They told us to use one of the sum and difference formulas. In this case, it was cosine of a plus b. Now, they're going to change that up in the problems. They may give you sine of a minus b. It's just a different formula, but the same progression, okay? So we had to use this one. All right, so we used the given info that they gave us to kind of work backwards to find the missing info. Since they told us tangent of angle A was 15/8, we could set up that scenario by working backwards. That allowed us to find sine A, cosine A, which then we could substitute into the formula, okay? And same thing for angle B over there. All right, so that's the first set of problems on the Delta Math. Let me show you what that's titled and what that looks like in your assignment. That's going to say angle, sum, and difference. That's going to be sine and cosine. I think I put 6 of them out there for you. All right, and then there's another set of problems for later in the week, tangent. I think there's only 3 of these. Okay, they're a little bit messier, but it's really the same flow. Okay, so let's take a look at this tangent one I have ready to go. Okay, here's the tangent one. Given this information, they're in quadrant 1, so everything's going to be positive again. Find the value of tangent of A minus B. Okay, so here we go. Let's do that now. Okay, so we're going to use the same steps. Let me just jot this down real quick. They want us to find the tangent of A minus B. And here's the formula for tangent of A minus B. Let's write this down right now. I'm getting this from the sheet again. It's right here at the bottom. All I'm doing is transferring that over. Okay. All right, the given information they gave us for this one. This was given. We had sine of angle A was 24/25, and they told us cosine of angle B was 12/13, and everything was in quadrant 1. Okay, so everything's going to be positive here. All right. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and go through those same steps. We're going to use that given info to find the missing info. We already wrote down the appropriate formula, so once we get this set up, we're going to substitute and simplify. Here we go. Angle A is 24/25. All right, so quadrant 1 again. Here's angle A. Opposites over hypotenuse. We create this setting. I'm going to go a little bit faster here on setting up these triangles. Slow it down if you need to. Pythagorean theorem would allow us to come up with 7 for this side. So notice what I need here for this. Tangent. I don't need to waste my time on cosine. I just need to figure out what tangent is. All right, so tangent of angle A is going to give us 24/7. Perfect. Now I have something to plug in there and there. Okay, those 2 spots. What about angle B? Also on quadrant 1, right? Rotating over, here's angle B. All right, so that's going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, once we do the math and figure out what this missing side is, we'll come up with 5. Okay, now we can find tangent of angle B. 5/12. Okay, as you can see, now we have everything we need to plug in. Just a little messier because it's a big fraction, but I'll walk you through it. It's nothing that you can't handle. So tangent of A minus B. Okay, and if you have one that's a sum, it's very, very similar. Just the signs are a little different here, okay? This is the one we were asked to do. So we have minus on top, positive on the bottom. So it says to subtract the 2. Tangent of alpha, so 24/7 minus tangent of angle B. 5/12 all over 1 plus the product of those two. So 1 plus the product of those two values. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do now is get one fraction on top and one fraction on the bottom so I can multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, so let's get a common denominator here of 7 and 12. And some of these numbers might be messy and it might take you a little while to figure it out, but it's going to be 84 is the common multiple we need. So I'm going to have to multiply this one by 7 over 7 and this one by 12 over 12. Okay, so that produces, I have some of these numbers ready to go. This product is 288, and that's going to give me 84. This gives me 35 over 84. Okay. And now that I have a common denominator, I can subtract these to get one fraction. I'm going to have to go down here now. Okay, so when I subtract those, I get 253 on top of the numerator, all over 84. Okay. All right, so that's what we did in the top to get to one fraction. Now we're going to do the same thing in the bottom. Before I add these, of course, we need to multiply first. So we need to take the products. Okay, so 24 times the 5 is going to give us 120. I'm just leaving this one alone, right? 1 plus, that gives me 120. 7 times 12 gives me 84. Okay, almost there now. I just need to add these two together. So to add these together, let's get a common denominator. Of course, the denominator of 1 is 1. So now we just multiply this by 84 over 84. Okay, which you may not need to rewrite it because you should just see what it is. But if you need to add this step, that's what we got going on now on the bottom. Okay. Okay, so this gives me 204 when I add those together over 84. Okay. All right, quick recap before we finished it, or before I finish this. Basically, we started with kind of this messy fraction, right? What do we need to do? Try to work towards one fraction on top and one fraction on the bottom. Okay? And that's what the steps involved to do that. All right, now when we get to this step, we just follow that rule of dividing fractions, which means we take the first fraction, take the fraction on top, and we always multiply by the reciprocal of the fraction you're dividing by. So when you do that, these 84s are going to cross reduce and divide out. And now when I multiply across, I get 253 over 204. Okay, and then that's the answer. I don't think we can reduce that. You could check with your calculator to see if you could reduce whatever fraction you have. As a matter of fact, if you didn't see the cross reducing and you multiplied across, you would have some numbers that we could reduce. So always check to see if you can reduce your fraction. All right, so there we go. There's the tangent one. Like I said, a little messier, but that's fraction work that we can all handle. I know you can do it. Okay? All right, good luck this week, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Please email me. I'm glad to help. Take care.